Hey, we're back at Archaeology Fest, and I have Nicholas here with the Towson Archaeology Club, and they have set up a wonderful exhibit all about human evolution. Let's learn from Nicholas.
So what you can see here is about probably about 7 million years worth of evolution. Starting back here, this is the earliest known ancestor, or the fossil that is the closest to the last common ancestor between people and great apes. There's this idea that like chimpanzees and other great apes, we evolved from them. Actually, no, there was a common ancestor about 13 million years ago. But this is the closest one that we can definitely fit as a hominid, or those that belong to the greater genus and family that we belong to. Over here, this is Ardipithecus, and this is the first specimen that we definitely know was bipedal. You might be seeing that a lot of it's in gray. That's because this is actually the only specimen here. The flaked bone looking bits is the only parts of the cranium that we're able to find of this specific species. And it was also very quite small. You can see how small it was. Over here, this is Australopithecus, and this specific genus, you could see there was a different specific change in their diet. You can see specifically in their teeth and how large the mandible is, that going from once a more omnivorous diet to a more plant-based diet, they would have to break up those tubers and break up those like pieces of bark and roots and things like that. So that's why there's a lot of grinding surfaces, not a lot of canines or sharp incisors, and why the mandible is so thick and so large at that point. Over here we can see Homo erectus. This is the first in the line that is of the Homo genus, where Homo sapiens, Homo neanderthalis, and Heidelbergensis also are. Flanking this specific specimen, you can find two tools. These are the earliest known culturally modified tools used by hominids. They're known as Oldowan tools. And you can tell, some people say that it's like, oh, it's a rock, you know, how would you be able to figure out? Well, if you have a trained eye, you're able to see that there are multiple different flaking scars. There's a process in tool making called flint knapping, in which you strike rocks against each other. Of course, materials determining based on the environment. And they would result in these large gouging flakes that would come off of these modified tools. And you can see them here, and also here, and also around the edge, minor flake scarring. Over here, this is Heidelbergensis. A little fun fact about them is that they would be walking on this exact same earth as Erectus. And their lineage is actually a little bit of a mystery, where we don't fully know where we know where they are supposed to be along based on genetic evidence, but we don't really know where they're going yet. That's one of the interesting parts of archaeology, is that especially paleoanthropology, is that it's a ongoing process. It's a field that is always continuing to renew its information, and the story of our lineages continues to grow and evolve. Over here, we can just see some of the different ways we display our ancestral relations with different all the way going back 7 million years. That's usually how we work it, from the earliest Ardipithecus and the what is that one? The Australopithecus, and then the Homo family that you see there.
Is this us?
This actually. Would you like to see? Would you like to guess who's who?
Oh, between what?
Just on this.
Oh.
Who's who?
Oh. No, I think that this or this. Let's see, this or this. I don't know. I think maybe this is us.
Spot on the money. That is us, and this is Homo neanderthalis. a species that we actually have a lot of genetic evidence that we have interbred with. A lot of European populations have significant amounts. When I say significant, that could go from 5 to 15%. Within the mitochondrial DNA, so like where the energy is created within the cell, we can find DNA that goes back through haplogroups based on paternal and maternal lineage. And a lot of European descended peoples have a lot of Homo neanderthalis, or Neanderthalis DNA in them, which is one of the little things that we have to deal with because like there's this really interesting issue that we have in that when we talk about species, it's this idea that it is two different organisms that are not able to interbreed, and they're fundamentally different, but they might have coming from a common ancestor. But even though we differentiate these into different species, obviously we've been able to interbreed with them, which is why sometimes biology can be a bit muddy like that. And it's just, there's a lot of different types of theories where it's like, oh, Neanderthalis is just different types of Homo sapiens that fall on different ends of the bell curve when it comes to expressed traits. Some really stick with the difference of speciation and just accept its little, like, more muddled definitions. But that is a question that is still being worked on. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on out and learn more here at Archeo Fest. It's free from 1 to 4, and our panel starts at 2 o'clock. We're at 6908 Bel Air Road in the community of Overley on the border of Baltimore City and Baltimore County. Come see us.